How's it going, everybody? I'm Mihai and welcome back to another video. Please excuse the overexposed background, but where I live, the house is pointed dead on towards the south, and at this point we've had a full-on week of absolute blasting sun, and the weather is currently bang on. But anyway, um, in today's video, I will be removing the feed gearbox on my Harrison m300 lathe. I have already done a little bit of prep work on this side, but still the feed gears and the banjo and a few other things still need to come out. At this point, it might also be worth to invest in like a proper camera, because with the sun behind me, it's very hard to get a nice clean video without having screen flicker and all that because of the exposure and ISO and all that malarkey. But enough about cameras. I have to take this out, and I have loosened up the nuts beforehand. Very gentle pressure. I'm not forcing this against the fiber gear. This had a spacer. This is so sticky. Really? Oh. Like so. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Next step is to remove this indicator plate to gain access to this cavity that is behind here that gives access to the clevis joint for forward reverse actuation. Yes. I was a little wrong about this. It's a ball joint and not a clevis joint. So in order to allow it to unclip from the ball, it appears to have this little tab here. And you just disconnect like so. And I will also undo the grub screw that holds the forward reverse shaft in place. Maybe I can try and just disconnect absolutely everything from here, decouple them from this point, and then this can come out. It's the only way that makes sense at this moment. I am going to move the carriage more towards the middle so that it can support the weight of the lead screw, the feed shaft, and the forward reverse shaft without causing unnecessary uh, amounts of flex. And I'm going to remove this. The whole idea is to push this whole thing this side so that they can decouple from the feed gearbox, and then I can take the gearbox out, and then I will shove this out as well. Okay, one thing, it does coming detached, this and this, and the lead screw, it's coming out of the coupler, but not this. Why is that? Well, I can only just keep moving it now. Okay, these two are out. I will disengage the half nut. This bad boy is coming out, and probably I can just keep moving the carriage to the middle so that they are supported, and bash this that side, the feed shaft, so that it decouples from still has a bit to go. Oh, they are both out. Now this contraption, I also have to move it out of the way, but I'll move the camera to the other point where the cavity is to see how we can get it undone from that end. Maybe I can try this. Yes, it just had a bit of paint on the shaft. That's why initially I didn't want it to come out. This is out now. Okay. So now I can turn this around a little. Yes. Whew. Now it's gonna get really tricky because I want to show you where the other one of this is and how you can access it through the tooling chest. Sorry guys, but this one will have to be freehand so that I can get in here and show you this. There's the other cleavage joint, ball joint, not cleavage joint, and it has the same clipping mechanism. So just that little U-bend tab needs to be undone, and it's coming out, and you can extract it this way, unless you drop it on the floor, and that's a different story. So I'm just going to remove that one now, and I should have nice access to remove the feed gearbox. And that's the culprit. It looks exactly like this, and these are plastic. Nice and easy. It's coming out through the top, or you can take it out throughout the bottom, but it's more comfortable coming out this way. There are three M8 bolts, well, at least on the metric version of the lathe. Three M8 bolts at the bottom and two here. Once you have all five out, in theory, this should be able to release itself from the casting. but it appears to have some adhesive, some bonding between the back of this and the front of the bed. And I just hope that's not gonna hold like mad. One, two, oi, oi, oi. Ah, three, four, five. Okay, to make sure I'm not oily. Oi, 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 oi. There is no edge that I can see or access. Nada. What the actual? Ugh. Oh, something moved. Oi, it's coming out. I make sure I have the tray ready so that if it's pissing oil, I guess it has what it should have. Dowel pins. Yeehaw. Ay. No oil on the floor, which is a bonus. And that looks rank there. Okay, I guess mission accomplished. And this is very, very soft, rubbery stuff. Whatever the bonding agent was on this thing. I am in a little bit of a pickle at the moment because the feed gearbox has been covered in this very gummy sort of oil residue. Probably the right term for it would be polymerized oil. And everything that I tried up to this stage, considering this is 4 days later, nothing seemed to work that would take this off. So I started gently by using WD-40. That didn't work. The exact same day I've used brake cleaner. That didn't work either. I then switched to submerging this into diesel for 24 hours. That didn't do absolutely anything. I then switched to submerging this into kerosene, which is what I have here. And this has been 48 hours. And it barely made a dent in the sludge that was mostly on this lower part of the gearbox. The rest of it is still covered in it, and it's literally not coming off, and it still feels very gummy and rubbery like when you touch it. I am a little bit out of options at this point. I was going to carry on further with this gearbox in the exact same video, but this is quite the showstopper at the moment because I don't have any other options. Maybe people that have done this before or encountered this sort of issue with polymerized oil, please do let me know in the comment section. How can I get rid of this sludge unless I apply more drastic measures and switch to something that is caustic base, aka drain cleaner or oven cleaner. But really, I would not want to start attacking the red paint that the gearbox has been covered with. So that's where I'm at the moment. It's quite the showstopper. Well, that issue brings us to the end of this video because I do not have any other way just yet to get rid of that sludge. I really do not want to apply anything caustic inside just yet. I will look at other options out there that can help with removing that. One other possible option would be to use something that is dichloromethane based, same like the element that can be found in very strong industrial paint strippers. But I would only do that at the stage where I can actually take everything out of the gearbox and then just dunk all the metallic parts into this. And like that, I'm not going to affect the inside of the gearbox, aka the walls and all that. But until then, that's me done for this video. Thank you all for watching and see you in the next one.